Good morning. This is Susan of the North with the weekly overview of the runes of the day for April 28th through May 4th, Earth Day. We begin with the rune Yera. This is a rune of changing seasons, changing times, changing circumstances. The year provides a regular cycle, and our circumstances too, the routines of our lives and our doings provide a regular cycle. It is also the rune of judicial matters, as we can compare the planting of a seed and the routine we go through with the planting of the seed to collecting the harvest. So do our actions also have legal consequences in the court of law. This is the rune of the day for April 28th, Sunday. On Monday, I drew the rune Ak. Ak is a rune of standing alone, of standing above. Perhaps you're taking on a leadership role. Perhaps you are the kind of person that other people turn to help them solve their problems. In either way, it's often a rune that you stand above or stand alone in the doing of it. This is for April 29th, Monday. The rune for April 30th is a more difficult rune. We've had Quiorth before several times in the last few weeks. And Quiorth is a rune of sudden change. It's a difficult rune. You're entering into a situation that has to be dealt with relatively quickly. It could be that someone in the family or someone you know has passed and there's a lot of cleanup to do afterwards, like in a funeral pyre. It might be that something has died for you, as in a way of life that you can no longer get back. Some people have lost jobs. Some people have lost homes. It's just a difficult time in the earth right now. There's no going around this rune. This is of going through things. But take confidence from the rune we had earlier in the week, Yera, that things do turn around, things do get better. When we have this rune Quiorth, when we yield to the powers that are greater than we are. I don't like the word surrender. I don't like the word accept, because we might be railing against it the whole way. We might be kicking and screaming. But if we can accept that something is larger than our own power and best as we can get with the flow of it and go through it, this rune can also mean mental housekeeping. Survival adaptations that have worked for you in the past no longer are working. Behavioral patterns that were triggered by old survival adaptations may need to be cleaned out of your psyche. In either case of that, I would advocate doing some house cleaning to go along with your mental house cleaning, and just let that flow of being, flow of ideas, flow of consciousness to pass through you, and you will come to a new understanding in some way. And for Wednesday, May 1st, we arrive at a point of needing to take focus. This is the rune of the artist or the archer. We may have been going through something. We may have been coming to something. We may, whatever it is. Now it's time to discern what it is we have to take aim at and take focus and marshal all of our focuses of our forces of concentration on meeting that need, that aim, that goal. The rune I drew for us for Thursday, May 2nd, was Stan. It's the foundation. When I was recording the individual runes for this day, I cannot begin to tell you how much difficulty I was having with having drawn other runes prior to this and just couldn't get my words right, couldn't get the filming right, couldn't get something else right. But when I drew Stan, even though I'm a person who follows the Norse and the Norse ways, I was raised by a very devoted Sunday school teacher. And I came to love the words of the prophet Jesus very deeply. And he has a parable that he tells about how the flowers of the field take no care for how they are dressed, and the birds of the field take no care for what they will have to eat, because their needs are always provided for. And when I interpreted this rune in the individual daily interpretations, it came to me that, like, this is the rune of the stone, that like a foundation stone in a building, or a foundation stone for a dug well, we can build the foundation for our life on deciding that we can be happy with what we have, with what we are, not needing a whole host of material goods to feel better about ourselves or anything else. We are enough. I can have what I need just by, like the flowers and the birds, knowing that the source of life itself will provide for me, that I am a part of nature, that I deserve no less of beauty or food than the birds and the flowers. It's as simple as changing my mind about something. And it's as hard as changing my mind about something. To get to this point, I've had to go deep into my value system and really dig at what serves me and what doesn't, which was kind of like we had the rune Quiorth earlier in the week. But there is a foundation here for happiness and contentment in being with what I am and what I have that many of us could benefit from. The rune I drew for Friday, May 3rd, is the rune Os. In the Anglo-Saxon Futhark, Os became the substitute rune for the previous rune Ansuz, which meant the god rune. Os is a rune called the river mouth. It's like the rain collects from the condensed clouds and falls upon earth again and flows down the small rivulets of the mountains where I live to the larger rivers like the Hudson, which flow into the ocean. It all collects. There's a great ocean of being of which we all partake. And it is this that we can tap into for our greatest fulfillment. And our creativity is tremendous. Human beings stand upright on earth. We interpolate. I could get poetic. The messages of the cosmos. We take in the energies of the sun, moon, and stars for the earth herself, which is a conscious being. And so we all benefit from this great river of being that flows into and between the earth. The rune I drew for Saturday, May 4th, which is Earth Day, and I'm talking about things we celebrate. Berkano is the rune of the feminine. Often in old mythologies, we think of the earth as the feminine mother and the sun is the father in the sky, and how the two come to have being, and how we human beings and other animals and other beings that copulate to reproduce have our male and female aspects that come together to make that happen and coming into one whole. This is the rune of birth, of initiation, of coming of age, of puberty, of marriage, of children, of getting old, of eventually dying. But these are all rites of passage. I believe they all should be regarded as holy in their own way, because it's a change of life for us. At every turning point, we mature, we expand our range of experiences. Hopefully, we get wiser for that. So this is Berkano, and I just want to culminate this weekly interpretation of the runes from April 28th to May 4th with the statement, Happy Earth Day. Happy Earth Day. Earth is our home. Happy Earth Day to all of us.